Hey bros, how's it going? As you see here, this is Anno 2070. This is the other game this is the sequel to Anno 1404. It's the other game that has been keeping me very tied up and very interested lately. Same kind of thing as what you've been seeing in the Anno 1404 series that I've been playing. It's a city building, resource gathering, budget managing RTS type game, along the lines of kind of Civilization, SimCity, and Caesar all kind of mashed together. It is a Uplay game, so this is the Uplay screen that you log into every single time you play it. You don't have to be online to play it. You do have to connect online to verify that it is, the DRM, verify that it is a registered game, but you can play it offline. It doesn't matter after that. Once you put your key in and everything. If you want the extra little bonuses that you get, and there are quite a lot of online bonuses that you can take advantage of, and we will be looking at those as we go along. If you want those, it's just like Diablo 3 or an MMO or something. You do have to be logged in and playing. As you see here, this is the reward screen with Uplay. You do earn points with the games as you play along, and you get the Uplay points, which you can spend. As you see, I've already spent the points on the wallpaper. I've spent it on an additional transporter for my depots, and we will explain that as well. And I've spent them on a bonus mission. There's a tutorial campaign just like the one that you've seen in 1404, which kind of walks you by the hand, and it acts more as a tutorial than anything else. And once you complete it, you get a certain amount of points, but I've spent them on getting the bonus mission. There's an additional mission beyond that where you kind of repair the damage that you create during the main campaign. The only thing I have not got yet is the 30 points for the Portrait of Eve, which you can use as your in-game character. Right here, click on Actions. You see the actions that you do: settle an island. This is the first 10 points you're going to get, because this is the first thing you're going to do in the game, is set up a warehouse on an island. Later in that first mission, or possibly in the second mission, you're going to settle on an underwater island, and you're going to earn the 20 points. And as you see, I played through the entire campaign, which was quite fun. Took me a couple of weeks to do it at the speed I play and the ability to have time off to play it. So as you see, complete the campaign, and I've earned the 40 points, and that's how it does. The only thing that I haven't done as far as the actions go so far is finish building a monument. The kind of the in-game structure, it has benefits and all in the game. Each faction, there's 3 factions: the tycoons, the ecos, the techs. We'll explain that as we go as well, but each one has an in-game monument that you can create once you get your population and everything up high enough. That's the only thing I have not done yet, so that is what we are going to take a look at doing. There is a mission that is one of the solo player or bonus missions that is set up just to build a monument, and that's what we're going to do. Since that's the last thing I have to do, we will go through that mission. And that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to click on play, and we're going to start the actual game here. Alright bros, so here we are at Command Headquarters. This is the main introductory screen of the game. Yes, I am playing at 720. I usually play it in 1080. It's still going to be gorgeous, but it's even more so in 1080. It's just that I actually have to use my computer for other things now than just gaming. So I have to save some space on the hard drive and not try and thrash it so much. But 720 is still going to be gorgeous. This is the main, once you've logged in, this is your main Command Headquarters screen here. Down the left are your various options. Down the right over here is like exit and all. Up here at the left you have your player name, and here's your profile. You click on your profile and it comes up. There's a number of things. You've got a configuration screen where you get to choose which face you want to represent your character. You get to choose your player color. There are various options for the way your command ship looks that you can unlock, and that's where you choose this. And at the moment I do actually have a title, which is Discoverer. As you see, it's very similar to the Anno 1404, where you get to choose your title and your coat of arms and your player color and all that. The next one's career progression. As you play through the missions and everything in the game and take place in all the online material, you can earn bonus points or faction points, which you apply to the faction that you want to choose. And as you increase points, you fill in these little circles, and there's 13 levels of them as you go, and each one gives you benefits. Like the first one in each category here gives you a formula that you research in your academy. Once again, it'll be explained as we go along, but you get a formula, and what these formulas do is after you research them, you apply them, and it gives you bonuses. For instance, the first one here, thermodynamic efficiency enhancement. Your coal power plants create more energy and have less of an effect on the environment.
It's about time we thanked you properly again for all your help.
With this faction, it's the same kind of thing. It's for power, super rotor, your wind power plants, that's your big turbines, wind turbines. The area of effect is reduced and the maintenance costs are reduced. And then down
Practically
here,
everyone at SAAT knows your name nowadays.
with the
That's
text,
remarkable.
same kind of thing. Eco-neutral diffuser technology. This applies to your hydroelectric power plants, your big water dams. Energy production is increased and ecological effect reduced. So as you see, each one as you go along tends to have the same kind of thing, just with a different technology or the different faction. For instance,
You're doing an admirable job.
Second one is
well done.
Gives you the player color of gray. Here you get the player color green. Here you get the player color blue. So as you see, it's
You stand out from the crowd.
formula,
That's what makes winners.
player color. Then you get extra 10 votes in the elections. You get a new slot opened up in your arc, which we'll show you here. And the highest I've gotten so far is another formula, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. And the same thing goes on down. It's like this opens a slot, this opens a slot, this opens a slot. And all this will make sense whenever we're actually playing the game. There's a bunch of achievements in it. As you see, the normal achievements, I've scored 49 of 132. I've scored one challenge, and I found 8, or they have found me, 8 of the 69 secret achievements as you go along. There's no real actual benefit in game or anything to the achievements. It just kind of is more scorekeeping, like direct ballot here. You know, I voted 5 times in the World Council vote, and there's a total of 25, and as you reach, you fill in more stars as you go. Down here, this is the ARC configuration. The ARC is kind of your mothership. You take that from game to game, campaign, not the campaigns, but multiplayer game to multiplayer game, or single player games, sandbox games. You get to carry your ARC along with you. And one of the big important things about your ARC, your mothership here, is that it's persistent. Anything you load in it, as long as you're playing online, you get to take from game to game. It has all these enhancements that you can plug into it. For instance, this one right here, freight ship engine optimization. This right here gives all my freight ships on the map plus 15% to their speed. And as long as I've got that slotted and I'm using the ARC, no matter what game I'm in, like I said, this does not apply to the scenarios, it does not apply to the campaign, but any of the sandbox games, any of the multiplayer games, as long as I'm using the ARC with that, I'm going to get plus 15% to your freight ship. So as you see, people, as you play and you increase the strength of your ARC, you can become quite powerful and have quite an advantage over any other player and stuff, or just give your own self a head start by loading up your ARC with advantages. Down here, the ARC also has an inventory where you can store stuff. Right now, I've got a whole bunch of different plugins and everything that give me advantages, but you can also, like in 1404, there's fish, there's tools, there's building blocks, there's wood. You know, you've got the resource collection just like you had in 1404, and you can store those in the depot down here. It's kind of like a traveling warehouse, and once again, when you're going from game to game, you carry whatever you have down here, you carry along with you. And one of the things in career progression is you can load in different arcs. This is the one that you start out with. This is the basic model right here. And as you complete things and as you gain faction points, you get access to new arcs. And in this case, when you complete the introductory campaign, you get the Father 1.0 arc. So there you go right there. That's what it looks like. I'm going to be playing, for the purposes of this, we're going to just choose the standard beginning arc that you come from. You got a statistics. This will show you everything you have done in all your games. It keeps a running total of everything you've done in the game. For instance, 17% of my employees, if you take all the population that I've built up, if you remember in 1404 you have peasants and then citizens and then patriarchs, etc. This, you start out with workers and then employees and then engineers and then executives. And as you see, the largest category, 17% of all the people I've created have been tycoon employees. So there you go. And over here, it keeps a running total of how long it took you to get those. For instance, my first eco workers, it took me slightly over 1 minute and 1 second of playing the game before I had an eco worker. But it took me 18 hours, 37 minutes, and 43 seconds before I had my first tycoon executive. And as you see, in all my games, I've created a total of 14,500 people. Then you got production, same kind of thing as what you have in 1404. It's the tons of materials that you've created. In all my games, I've created 365,000 tons of goods. The number one being, just like you would imagine, fish. 49,541 tons of fish, because God's chillin', gotta eat. So there you go. There are still a few I have not actually created yet. I've not made any 3D projectors. I've not grown any fruit. I've not made any service bots, which are the robots. And amazingly, I've not made any milk, because it's kind of like in what someone once said about Minecraft, is that in Minecraft, you're digging up diamonds and making diamond swords and armor and all this incredibly fantastic futuristic stuff, but making cake is actually a high-level item. Same sort of thing here. As you see, I've created liquor, crude oil, I've made super flavors, convenience food, microchips. I've made 9,000 tons of microchips. But milk is actually kind of an in-game item, and growing fruit is an in-game item, and I have not actually done any of that yet. Then it keeps track of how much you've created, how much energy you've made, and what actual item you have used to do it. Mine have been probably 2/3 of it have been coal power stations and nuclear power plants. Here you show the ecology, and then down here is how you voted in the elections. Then you have screenshots and the bonus content if you downloaded any of the DLC, or if you bought, for instance, I got Anno 2070 in a Steam compilation pack, which came packaged with all the DLC content for one nice low price. Okay, back to the main screen here. As you play the game, you get in-game emails. Everything from...
You know what? You're one of the pillars of this organization.
Faction leaders giving you promotions, to faction leaders giving you congratulations on completing missions, to
message
reminders
transmission completed,
that we have elections that we vote on. Okay? And as you see here, over here, you have a World Council vote and you have a Senate vote. And these are part of the online stuff. Everybody that plays and everyone that's hooked up has the chance to vote in.
Your actions are based on logical criteria.
You choose.
SAAT thanks you.
You choose which of the 3 factions that you want to vote for. Each one down here, whenever you look, it tells you if that person wins, what sort of in-game results you're going to get. For instance, I voted for Father because I can spend points, and for 5 minutes I get 5,000 extra credits generated in my game. I can spend more points, and for 15 minutes all the production buildings and all the energy producing buildings will be improved, and so on and so on and so on. And this right here is research. You know, spend a large amount of points, and building academies and laboratories in the game will take half the time to build them. So there you go. And you get a running total over here of how everyone is voting. And it actually also, as it comes along, you get to a little scrolling thing here showing what the people are voting as it goes, kind of a real-time vote count. That's the World Council. You also have
I am
a Senate
very happy
vote.
to see you have recognized the necessity of our cause.
There are different kind of laws that are proposed, and these come up every 3 or 4 days. The World Council vote is like every week, I believe. These right here pop up every couple of days. The World Council may be every couple of days. It may be every couple of weeks. Once again, you get to see how everyone's voting, and the 3 different versions of the law always kind of reinforce or help out whatever faction. For instance, the current votes going on, the current bonus that's in game now is the tax income from all the people in your game is increased. The one we're voting on now is ascension rights, and that right there is just like in 1404 where you saw me changing from peasants to citizens. Those are ascension rights. So it means that these ascension rights increased is going to be they upgrade that much sooner. If you voted with this faction, the Tycoon faction, their engineers would go up faster. If you did with the Eden Initiative, their engineers, or if you voted down here with the Techno Boys, their lab assistants would increase faster. So there you go, all this kind of stuff. The other thing that goes on is right here we have current events. Every day you have a daily quest, just like you would get in an MMO.
Your assistance has been requested.
We haven't
Sending data.
We haven't done today's daily quest. This is Sea Damage Tools. Supplied the damaged vehicle with 35 tons of tools. The ship is damaged. We need tools. We are receiving reports of a variety of sources of an immobile ship with a camera team near our position. And then you get to choose. You get 50 of those career points. You saw those points that I was putting in that improve my arc or give me bonuses in the game. This is the major place after you finish the campaign. This is the major place that you're going to get career points, is through attending these elections and doing the daily events. You can get 50 points a day doing these daily quests. So you get to choose which of these 3 factions that you want to spend your points on. And at the moment, if we go up here, take a look at my career progression. You can either role play and stuff like that, or you can spend your points where you need them. Right now,
your scientific interest will be rewarded.
I'm trying to unlock the 5th level and get this formula. As you see, I've got 350 points of the 500 required. So this is where I want to spend my points right now, because I'm trying to finish off this level. So what I do is I go into the daily. Current events
require your deployment.
And I decide to work for the tech. So I click on the techs.
This quest is of existential significance for all humankind.
And if I wanted to change my mind and choose one of the other factions, I just click on Abandon Quest and it would reset everything if I haven't finished it yet. After you finished it, you get the 50 points and that's it. But we're going to go with the techs here. So we'll close up. There we go. Mission map, this right here is your various scenarios, just like this is the continuous game. This is sandbox mode. You click on that, you choose how big a world you want, how many other AI players you want, whether you want it to be multiplayer or not. This right here is the main campaign. This is like the tutorial. It's divided into 3 different chapters, and each one of these chapters, this has got, I think, 4 missions in it. This has 3 missions. It's actually 4 missions, okay? As you see, I've completed all of them. Has the little badge in the top, and the bottom tells you what level it was. If it's a 1 star, it's an easy mission. If it's a 2 star, it's a medium mission. If it's 3 stars, it is a hard mission. And that is a call from the hospital, so let me take it, and I will be right back. And that, friends, is one of the problems of being indispensable, is that they will call you at 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning and ask you questions about stuff going on. Fortunately, I work night shift, so they know at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning I'm awake. So as you see, the first chapter has got 4 missions here. And then the second chapter has got 3. This is actually the chapter where you do your first undersea island building and all, and then down here in the third is a final 4 missions that completes up. Just like in Anno 1404, you've got all the different missions, and it kind of serves, each one introduces new stuff as you go along, everything from building warehouses and settling people down to getting into combat and making vehicles of war. And you can join a multiplayer game. Pretty much anything can be played. I'm not sure the campaign can be played multiplayer, but I think any of the rest of the stuff can be played multiplayer. There's a space right here about once a month or every couple of months. I'm not sure what the frequency is. I've only been playing it for about a month and a half yet, so I've only seen one of these. They call World Events. What it is a 3-part campaign. It'll have 3 missions. The first mission's easy, second mission's medium level, third mission's hard level. And you earn faction points, and in addition, it's like you're comparing your score against everybody else that's playing it. So those will pop up here as well. Down here, this is the multiplayer, the kind of the official multiplayer mode. This is domination games. As you see, there's a lot of these games going on right now. You set up what you want the missions to be, what sector map it is, the various events, how many people, like this one right here, that's 2 of 5 and 1 of 5. It's a red versus blue, depending on which side team you're on, and shows you how long the conflict goes on. You score points for your factions, points for your team. It's stuff that I've really not gotten into because I'm just not into the whole versus type of play. But if you're into it, there's a lot of options to choose from right here. As you see, my active domination conflicts, I click, I can't get any because I don't have any going on. It's not my style of play. I'm much more a co-op type person. With the expansion pack, there was an expansion pack called Deep Ocean that came out. It has its own little mini campaign, which is 5 different missions that you work through, branching through the tree. They range from the first one, which is a very easy mission. Next tier is medium level. Last one is hard, as you see, 3 stars. The bonus, the expansion pack also came with 4 of, once again, the standalone single missions ranging from medium to hard on that as well. Okay, so that you go. That pretty much covers all of the mission setup there. Where do we go from here? You can load the previous games that you have going on. See, right here's the options. As I said, it's just like Anno 1404. You can pretty much customize anything you want to. Everything from what level of graphics, to your sound, to your interface, to whenever you actually choose a mission, you can choose difficulty, size of islands, how many AI, whether they're aggressive or not. Pretty much anything that you want to set up is customizable here. The other thing is world statistics. This just kind of gives you an overview of everybody that is logged in and playing. For instance, population shows that in every game that's been played that has been hooked up online, there have been 5,835,000,000 little citizens created. 16% of them have been eco-engineers and another 16% eco-employees, being that those are the 2 lowest levels of the eco people. Most people tend to play eco as well, as you'll see here. There you go. Right here, most often selected faction. 54% of the games that have been started with the Eden Initiative, which is the eco people. 46% with Global Trust, which is the tycoon faction. As you see, only 3% actually vote in the various elections and stuff right now. Kind of what we have going on in the US, as a matter of fact. And over all the different elections they've had, 41% have been gone into the ecos, 35% for the tech boys, and 24% for the tycoons, Global Trust. Eco balance down here, as you see, this shows what most people have used to get the ecological levels on the positive side. 27%, slightly over 1/4 have been ozone makers. This right here shows where most of the environmental pollution has come from. 12% of it's come from coal power plants. And the eco balance of all the online games, all averaged together, will be a 92, so it's actually positive. Things have gone good there. Energy shows you how energy, 22% has come from coal power, and over 1 million units of energy have been created in all the different games going on. Finally, you have the production here. 55,855,000,000 tons of goods have been created, and at the top of the line, 7% fish. As we've said before, all God's chillin' got to eat. So there you go. I think that covers just about everything that you've got here on the menu screen. We are going to, let's see, I
Faster!
chose my current.
We have only a short window of opportunity.
I have chose where I want to go in the daily mission. So we're going to go to single missions, and the one we are going to choose is this top right one here, Architect of the Future. Your goal for victory in this is to demonstrate your town planning skills by building a monument. So that is the one that we're going to choose. As you see, it's a 1-star. It's an easy. So that's where we're going to go. When next we see us, we will be starting Architect of the Future, and I hope you join me then. Thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.